Who didn't love Dr. Seuss when they were a kid? I mean, Green Eggs and Ham, classic. The UofC Operetta Company is currently presenting the show Seussical the Musical, and joining us today is Johann Wentzel, who plays Horton. Welcome to the show.
Nice to be here. Thanks.
First, I want to get off. What is your background in musical theater type things?
Well, I wouldn't call myself really a theater person per se. I'm a computer science student, but I kind of do theater for the past few years as a hobby on the side.
How did you get involved in Seussical the Musical? What was that experience?
Well, I've done a few shows with the Operetta Company before, and I saw the audition notice for the show, and I decided I might as well go for it since I'm going to be here anyway.
What is the audition process like for an operetta?
Basically, they give you a few excerpts from the show, and you have to you prepare them. You just you go in front of the director, the producer, and you just sing what you have, and you go through the script. It's always better if you work with someone else too.
Performing in front of a live crowd must be a real experience. Can you tell us what is it like to perform?
Oh, it's way different from anything I've done before. As in, I mean, I've back in high school, I performed in front of a few people and stuff. But when you're performing in front of 100 or so people, even more than that, it's definitely something. You can either be really nervous or really excited. I'm more on the nervous side, but I know lots of people who just get a huge kick from it.
This is your first time as the lead. How is that different from any other role that you've played previously?
Well, in the past few shows I've been in, I've mainly been in chorus roles where basically if you mess up in a chorus role, you have 25 or 30 other voices there to back you up, and it's always a good time because you have a bit more freedom to express your own character. But in a lead role, your character's usually kind of defined. You have to put your own spin on it. However, there's a bit more they're a bit more strict about it. And if you're in a lead role, if you mess something up, they're all looking at you. It's not there's a bit less leeway, I would say.
The spotlight's all on you.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you're playing Horton, a classic Dr. Seuss character. Can you tell us about that? Your approach to that character?
Well, I guess people would say I take more of a stuttery, nervous kind of approach because he's kind of a quiet, soft-spoken guy. Who always wants to do right by his friends, and I mean, it's not that much of a stretch. I'm a computer science guy. I mean, the stereotype. They're always kind of quiet and awkward and stuff, and it's kind of a natural thing for me. So,
do you enjoy performing with the Operetta Company?
Oh yeah, it's such a good environment, and everyone there is so friendly and just excited and enthusiastic to do whatever show would come up. I mean, last show we did had a cast of I think just over 70, and everyone was just one massive family. It was just such a good time.
Can anybody come and join the Operetta Company?
Anyone can. You don't even have to be involved in the university. You don't have to be in the music program. There are people who are still in junior high school, and there are people who have been out of school for the past 30 years, and it's so diverse and so fun, and anyone can join.
Can you tell us a little bit about the show? I've never seen it, so what's the plot of Seussical the Musical?
Seussical is basically imagine a musical mashup of a bunch of different Dr. Seuss stories. The Cat in the Hat, Horton Hears a Who, Horton Hatches the Egg, The One Feather Tale of Gertrude McFuzz, a bunch of different Dr. Seuss stories coming together, and they all kind of play in the same universe. And the story mainly centers around the adventures in trying to save the planet of Whoville, and it's a story of not giving up, trying to accept yourself for who you are. Just a bunch of really good lessons.
Obviously, Doctor Who is very rhyme-based. How difficult was it to learn the dialogue for this?
Dr. Seuss stories are usually it's always in rhyming, so learning the dialogue is far easier just because it's almost as if it's the lyrics to a song. So you can always remember your lines just because you know what word's coming up because it rhymes with your last line.
When does this show, how long does this show run for?
The show's been running for the past week. Last weekend we did a few shows. There are 5 shows left, 2 of which are actually sold out already. It's going on Thursday, Friday. It goes until June 1st.
June 1st?
with matinees on the Friday and Saturday.
And if where on is this on campus? Like where
Yeah,
is
it's on campus in the Boris Rubinstein Theater. It's a smaller theater, so it's probably around 150, 200 people. So it's a really intimate kind of environment. Smaller shows are always it's a really big show crammed into a really small room, I would say.
And like, what is that atmosphere like? I'm assuming it's got to be really spectacular.
There are more set constraints, but it's a lot bigger of an experience if it's in a more intimate kind of location, because there are cast members like coming out into the audience, and the audience gets a lot more involved because there's a lot more of the cast going out into the wings and stuff right next to people.
All right, so that's all we really need to know. It runs till June 1st, and thanks for coming in.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.